My last one was performing at Eiffel with Shah Rukh Khan. You don't really have a life. You are here to work. I was new in India. I didn't even know who Salman Khan was. Mumbai is not an easy city. Mysore masala dosa without cheese, without butter. One thing that does affect me still is the staring. We were always given like the shortest clothes. This industry is such that a lot of people do want to take advantage. Networking is very important. Motivation is something that comes after discipline. Koi baat nahi, or theek hai, or hanji. People are like, aap Hindi aati hai? I'm like, hanji.
Hello everyone, welcome to another fresh episode of VR Art. Today we have a Spanish-Irish dancer, yoga practitioner and teacher and an actress as our guest today, and she's here to give a bright insight on how it is to leave everything back at home, move to another country and start a new life following your passion. So thank you Alessandra for finding the time.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we are going to have a blast shooting this.
I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you, Raj, for calling me and for letting me be part of such an amazing podcast and also initiative that you have to just give motivation, any kind of vision and anything for artists, because this industry is not easy. So it's always important to have people that you can talk to and get motivation and information about. So happy to be here.
And I suppose the reason for the podcast is that we want a medium where people just can tune on to and find the answers which are not out there as yet.
Exactly.
You need to either be experienced or know someone next to you who is experienced enough to guide you. But there's nothing that if you type, okay, what do I do? How do I start a new life somewhere else in my passion?
Exactly.
There's nobody.
You're not taught this at school.
Yeah.
For sure. That's one thing that you just have to follow your gut instincts, follow your passion, and just go day to day, go with the flow. That's the best thing that I've kind of learned to do once I moved to Mumbai. That was like my main thing, just to go with the flow, let yourself be. If you plan too much, if you think too much, it's not going to work.
And to begin, what made you take that decision to start with?
Actually, I was very young. I was just 21, nearly 22, when I had graduated from my university. So I studied in Barcelona in an amazing performing arts school.
Wow.
It's called the Institute of the Arts Barcelona. And once I finished my degree, I was obviously looking for opportunities to dance. So I studied mainly a dance degree, but we also did acting and singing in that. I had heard of the opportunity to come to Bollywood as a dancer. And when you're that age, you're like, why not? You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I'm very blessed and lucky that my parents have always been very supportive with my decisions in terms of career and everything. So they were like, yeah, go for 6 months. That was my original plan. So I came as a dancer with an agency here for Bollywood. 6 months. That 6 months turned into almost 5 years that I'm here.
Wow. 6 months turns into 5 years.
So that was my original plan, but I don't know, I had some connection with this country. A lot of my friends and people say that I definitely had some karmic connection in my past life with India or something, because this is not an easy city. But immediately something connected with me, and 6 months was not enough for me here. So then I came again as on another contract, same contract for another 6 months post-COVID. Okay. So I went home during COVID. That whole year and a bit was at home with family. Then when things cleared up, I came back for another 6 months.
Wow.
And after those 6 months, I was like, I love this place, but I can't do another contract. So as a foreigner here on a contract, it's an amazing experience, but you are overworked and you do things sometimes that you don't really want to do because you're on a contract, so you don't have full power and full flexibility. Like you don't really have a life. You are here to work.
Oh. Okay.
So let's say 30 days. In 30 days of a month, you are working maybe 27, 28 days, and you don't know when you are working.
Is there no threshold of?
They say you have 1 day off a week. Sometimes that happens, sometimes that doesn't.
1 day off is still 6 days working.
But it's very on and off. You get to know your work plan for the next day, latest 11 o'clock at night. Actually, sometimes
for the next day.
Yeah. You have to be on your toes. Even on the same day, there were times, oh my gosh, I remember, I'd be like, Phoenix Palladium, Kurla.
Kurla. Okay.
Far.
Do you speak Hindi, by the way?
हाँ थोड़ा मैं सीख रही हूँ.
Okay, we'll try and put it in somewhere.
ठीक है, हाँ जी.
Okay. So
Will do.
Phoenix, you were
हाँ.
talking about.
So we'd go there on a day off, thinking we had a day off, like the girls and I who were on the same contract. I swear to God, we'd get a message being like, in half an hour you have to be at rehearsals in Andheri West, this hall for whatever show. And we're like, it's a day off, like, but things like
and
that.
And you were told it was your day off, right?
Yeah, but then last minute, you know what the industry is like. Last minute, though, you have to go.
I know how it is, but I want the viewers also to know. So,
like, you can't really plan your life too much in advance because you never know when you're going to get work.
Okay.
In terms of my life now, I have more stability because I'm a freelancer now. I choose my work and I kind of plan in advance. But even sometimes you get the gig, you know what it's like, as a day prior.
Absolutely.
But yeah, on a contract was very different. My life was just a roller coaster. You were like, I'm here for 6 months. I don't have any control over my life. But when I was 22, 23, to chalega na.
Because
like,
you have that energy, that zest, that everything. Of
no sleep, day shoot, night shoot, day shoot, night shoot. That used to happen.
Whoa.
So I was mainly shooting. With my contract, the agency was very good. We did very good shoots. That's mainly what we were doing for Bollywood songs.
Nice.
And big shows. I remember my second job ever in India, it was 2019, was the Bang tour with Salman Khan. And I was dancing next to him. I was new in India. I didn't even know who Salman Khan was.
Oh, wow.
Now I look back, I'm like, I was dancing next to like one of the
a superstar.
The biggest superstar of Bollywood.
Wow.
I even have a picture of me in it was in Hyderabad, newspaper. It was me, Salman Khan, but I was next to him like that. It was a pose like this or something.
Mid-performance,
yeah,
pose.
mid-performance. Oh, wow. So yeah, I was very blessed to come here on that contract. And then I finished and I was like, I still have work to do here, but I need to figure another way to be here without...
Not by the contract.
Yeah, not by a contract. So I came back as a freelancer. I'm currently signed with an acting agency for acting work. So I started to shift more towards that side of things. My first project as an actress was, I did Beyond Bollywood, the musical.
Yes.
You are aware of it.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
With Rajiv Goswami. Amazing experience. We performed in London for a month. So that was, for me, growing up in London, to perform a Bollywood musical in London was like a dream come
in a way,
true.
Like a full circle, no?
Yeah. And the theatre we performed in, I used to go there as a child to watch performances.
Wow.
And then to perform there as the lead was something I'm forever
Where
grateful
was it at West End?
Yeah, Peacock Theatre in the
Oh,
West
wow.
End.
Yeah.
So a very, very well-known
very
theatre.
prestigious theatre as well.
Right there in the center of West End, where Lion King is shown, where Matilda, all Mamma Mia, all the big shows are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same road.
Yes.
And my family actually, everyone came to watch me, and that was the first time ever they've seen me actually work, because I'm on the other side of the world. No, and I do send them things like every so often. I've done this music video, I've done this ad, but they're not here, and sometimes they don't understand how big scale it is, you know?
And the advertisements sometimes maybe don't telecast and all. You have to send them clips and stuff.
Even Bollywood songs, if you're not into Bollywood, you don't know who the stars are.
Exactly.
So for them, it's like, yeah, great, amazing, and they're very proud of me, and they're happy for me to do what I love. But to see me actually working was like a moment for like my mom, my dad, finally see that, okay, I'm growing, I'm doing something good here. So that was something that will always be there in one of my top work experiences. But yeah, so it's been an ongoing journey. Now I'm focusing more on the acting side. Dance will always be my passion, and I do small, like certain dance gigs here and there. My last one was performing at IFA with Shah Rukh Khan.
Yay!
Of course, I will dance with the king if I had the chance. That was, what a magical man he is.
So I've heard, actually, yeah.
Everything people say about him
is correct.
Is correct.
Every good thing.
Yeah. He is a gentleman, so humble, so kind.
And also about the contract that you said, would you recommend someone going off to first go with a contract so that you get the know-how, and at the same time, at least even if, let's say, you don't control your time in the first few months, but still you're taken care of in the broader sense.
Exactly. So on a contract, your visa is sorted for you, your work visa, your accommodation, your expenses, the work, you don't have to go find work. currently as a freelancer, you go and find your work.
Absolutely,
No?
yeah.
People know you, they contact you, but you're still out
Yeah.
there looking for work. There, you're just told what to do. For me, it was 100% the best way
So if someone
ever
were to begin their journey
Yeah,
today, it's better to go
to go
via
on a
contract
Yeah, yeah.
till you
Find
get to know.
yourself if you feel like that place is for you. Mumbai is not an easy city, and it's not for everyone. I've been on my contract. Girls have ran away overnight.
Ran
Left.
away.
Yeah, because you have to complete the 6 months, no?
Yeah.
But for them, it was not. After a few weeks, they're like, I can't do it. Or even after a few months, they're like, I can't do it. Contracts for foreigner artists, we are very far away from our family.
Absolutely.
And that is not always easy, especially I remember my first Christmas away, I was here, away from home. I felt so homesick. I was so homesick. That was a time where I was like, I want to be home. So it's not easy emotionally, physically, mentally. It's a tough thing to go through, but it is the best way to do it, 100%. Because you have that support and security. If anything goes wrong, you have an agency. So 100% I would recommend that.
Okay. And then eventually going freelancing, is that you would recommend once you've known enough people, once you've set up your sort of network?
Yeah,
But-
the only problem is the visa. There's not really easy to get work visa.
Okay.
I, touch wood, I have a very good agreement with my acting agency because I have to be signed with an agency. I have to be signed for the contract to
With
have
some
a work
company.
visa.
Okay, got it.
Otherwise, it's illegal to be here.
Okay. So
yeah.
your acting agency is flexible enough.
They know
don't-
I do my yoga and my dancing on the side, but acting work is with them only.
Oh, sweet.
So
Okay.
I have, and I pay my taxes. I do everything accordingly. You have to do that. You have to do things properly. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the government won't let you work here.
Law of the land, yeah.
Freelancing is a little tricky thing, but you make it work if you want to make it work. To figure out a place, you always have to come with some sort of guidance. You can't just, I don't know how if I would have ever managed to just turn up here, catch a flight to Mumbai and be like, okay, I want to be part of Bollywood. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Got it.
So-
It's like baby steps.
Yeah,
towards-
baby steps. And you have to give it patience. You have to give it time, like anywhere.
Could you also share some light about what are the sort of cultural shocks you may have gotten because stepping in for the first time within your contract? You know, like yesterday I was in Spain. You flew from London or Spain?
London.
London. So yesterday I was in London. Today I'm in Mumbai. Oh my God. And the first few weeks that followed.
First of all, when you land in Mumbai, there's this smell. I don't know if anyone experiences this. There's a particular smell that hits you. Humidity, or I don't know what
It
it
is
is. That is
humidity
like,
mostly,
wow,
yeah.
okay, I'm in India. I'm in Mumbai. For me, the honking was like, something still affects me. I'm in the rickshaw. I'm like, no. Cultural shocks, a lot. But like I said, I adapted very quickly. I think it took me 1 month to just fit in. First few days, I was like, how am I ever going to get by in a rickshaw? How am I going to find myself? How am I going to communicate? I grew up in London, no? So I had a British accent.
Thick accent, yeah.
I don't know what accent I have now. Because you get used to talking a certain way for people to understand you also. But I think I just adapted very easily. Of course, there are certain things like what kind of clothes you wear, how to address people, sir, ma'am, that you don't really use in Europe as much. One thing that does affect me still is the staring. Mumbai, luckily, people are very open and are used to foreigners more or less. But you walk anywhere, people stare at you as if you're like an alien.
Like an alien.
That's what I feel.
All
Like
right.
I'm a normal human being. Just because I'm a little white. But I'm still normal. You
Oh,
know?
interesting. Yeah, absolutely.
But I kind of accepted that. I know it's not out of rudeness. It's just pure admiration or curiousness. I don't know what it is.
I think it's
but,
the rarity of it.
yeah.
Like, we don't have many foreigners here, so maybe that's
I
why.
know.
When you see one, you want to see what they're all about, how do they dress and stuff like that.
But I'm walking the street and they're like, ma'am, selfie. I'm like, but who am I? I'm a normal person. Like I remember being with one of my best friends. She's Indian only. And it happened to me when she was with me. And she literally, to the guy, she was like, Kaun hai wo? Like, who is she? Like, do you know who she is? No. So then why are you asking for a picture?
Oh, wow.
So things like that, certain cultural shocks. But in terms of festivals and everything, I have immersed myself in everything. I love all kind of festivals here. Diwali, Navratri, Ganpati, everything. I celebrate everything. I don't love.
Wow.
So I guess if you move somewhere also, you kind of have to immerse yourself to fully enjoy. I think
Like
that's
surrender to the place
Yeah.
in a way. So coming back to the first initial shocks that you did, so did you follow the same ideology of let's just surrender and let's see what happens, or did you have a specific tactical approach? Okay, first I'll tackle this, then I'll tackle this, then I'll tackle this. The first few, just moving in.
Yeah, like figuring out myself out, figuring what places I felt comfortable in. I was living in Versova, which is a nice area. I used to go to the beach every day for sunset. I would get lots and lots of stares.
I can imagine.
But like making yourself feel at home and exploring as much as possible. I did all the sightseeing in Mumbai that maybe a lot of people in Mumbai have never even done. Like all the caves, like in the national park. I've been to Elephanta caves. I've done all of those things just to explore the city. For me, it was more like I've come to a brand new country. Why not just go and do as much as I can whenever I could? I didn't really think so much. I don't know. I don't
So
have a
you
plan.
kept your doors open.
Yeah,
You
100%.
didn't push anything away.
And I think that's what you have to do, even with people. The way people do things here, very different to Europe. People are quite demanding and quite like straight up, you know.
In fact, that was my next point. Like from the place, now we come to the people. So now, how is it dealing with people in a way? Because I'm sure there was cultural differences in the language, in the method, in the practices.
So growing up in London, English people are taught to be very polite, right?
Polite,
Please,
respectful.
thank you.
Yes,
all the time.
Yes.
Here is like, actually, I'm Spanish also. Like my mom is Spanish, so I've grown up with that culture that people are very loud and like warm and just want to give you everything. And I love that about Indian people. I felt so welcome from everyone. Like, even think people I met in one shoot or something, they'd be like, "Come home, I'll cook food for you."
Oh, sweet.
Just everyone just wants to just make you feel at home, and I love that. And I think that's what made me fall in love with the city even more. Like the people, how warm, how caring. You need anything, you ask for help, people will help you. In London, that doesn't happen. People are very respectful, kind, whatever.
But they draw that line very
if you need to help somewhere, people, or you smile, say hi, how are you? It's weird. Yeah, everyone's like, hi.
We're good.
Aap kaise ho? Sab theek hai? I love that about Indian people. I felt at home. Like, of course, different cultural things, but overall, I mean, I'm choosing to live here, no?
So it has to be for a reason that you like it.
Yeah.
Was there any resistance at any point, maybe like something that, since you definitely look different, so was there any resistance at any point that you can recall that you faced from, be it work, be it out on the street, be it anywhere in your circle?
So unfortunately, foreigner girls maybe have this, like people have this stigma or, I don't know, thought about foreigner girls being like easy or that they are open to everything. So when it comes to shoots and all, being a background dancer, we were always given like the shortest clothes, or you be here, do this. Like people would think that we were like accepting of anything.
Yeah, got it.
And that is not really the case, you know?
Of course.
So that was actually many shoots, the girls and I who worked together, there were quite a few times we had to put our foot down and be like, no, we are not doing this. Be it wear clothes that was ridiculously short, or maybe not so much the clothes, but the movements we were told to do. Like, no, I'm not. I've come as a dancer. I'm a dancer. This is a skill. This is an art. I'm not just an object, you know? Sometimes we were portrayed in that way. So those were some difficult times where, like, we had to, like...
So in such cases, the best thing you do is put your foot down, is it?
There were times that we would be like, I'm not going on set unless you do this. Or we'd call our agency and they'd fight for us.
But did they fight for you? Were they supportive with you?
Most times, yes. There were times where I just do it because then they don't get paid, you know?
Of course.
But most of the times, there were always people who understood us and they were like, TK, we'll change it.
Sweet.
I think as females also, we are respected in that way. If you're telling someone you don't feel comfortable, they're a decent human being, they'll understand.
Got it.
But this industry is such that a lot of people do want to take advantage, right? Yeah, I'm sure for Indians also. It's not just for us. I know it's for Indians also. But like anyone, you have to put your foot down. And I think that's one thing that being here so many years, I have definitely learned how to. I've grown so much as a person. I was so naive. I was like, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. Now I'm like, I'm more
Calculative.
yeah, and I'm more assertive. I was not like this before. But I think when you move away from home, you build that.
With time comes wisdom as well.
Yeah, also. And when you're far away from home, without your family or anything, you learn to do this.
So, for someone who would probably put yourself in your shoes and someone who would like to leave there, be it wherever, not just come to India, or let's say if someone from India wants to go abroad and pursue whatever they want to do, what are the few things overall that you would want them to know and prepare for right in advance, regardless of the country that they're flying? But these things have to be thought about and taken care of well in advance for your mental preparation.
So I think, first of all, just remember you are leaving your comfort zone. So it's not going to be easy, you know, like regardless if
like
you
even
are
from let's say India going to West won't be easy, is what you're saying.
No, of course not, because you are leaving all your customs, with everything that you're used to, be it the food, be it the people around you, be it the way of life, be it the work, everything is going to change. For me, coming here, the way people work here, you won't find anywhere in the world. People work so much. There's no, you know what it is, 12-hour shift can be 20-hour
20-hour shift.
I've shot for 22 hours non-stop as a dancer.
Straight?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I was delirious by the end of it, but you have to keep going. And you know, the first shot has to be equally as good as the last shot you take. Yeah. That is one thing. Just remember you are leaving your comfort zone. So be prepared for that. And it's more, you will never be prepared in terms of like, no one's going to teach you at school how to leave home or anything, how to go to, but just mentally prepare that you have to go with an open mind. The best way for you to enjoy it is that just go with the flow. Don't try and plan things, because when you move to a new country, how will you know what things are going to be like?
And how much can you plan? How could you predict what's happening? Yeah.
See, there's a lot of people that need to have their life sorted, and I am like that in some ways. But I also believe that to allow for things to come into your life, the right things, you have to be open and allow the universe or whoever to
work in your favor.
To work in your favor and to bring it to you.
Yeah.
If you try and look at this, oh, this is bad, this is that, it's not going to work. Just accept.
The mind space plays a huge role.
100%. You have to be so strong here. So strong. And be patient.
Patient. Why do you say that?
The first month is going to be like, what the hell am I doing? I used to think that. I'm like, why have I come here? Sometimes I'll be like, even nowadays it happens.
Why have you chosen this life?
Because I love it. I love this country, first of all. I love that every day is so exciting.
And different.
This city gives you so many opportunities. You don't know what's coming tomorrow. Tomorrow, you could meet someone that says, it basically happened to me a few weeks back. I was at a dinner with two friends. It was a launch of a restaurant.
Okay.
And it wasn't even thinking, I think I planned to go very last minute, like that day only. I went, I was like, okay, I'll just go for a couple of hours, have dinner with my friends. I was about to leave, like, just stood up and I was talking to a few people. Then a guy comes to me and he's like, are you an actress? I was like, yeah. It's like, I need you for a short film. Like that.
Wow.
I flew to Sri Lanka last week. I shot with Deepak. Yeah.
Whoa.
For a short film. Like that.
Amazing.
And you don't know what's going to come to you. Like, that's one of many examples. Like, and that short film now is going to be released, and Salman Khan's girlfriend Yulia's in that. And like the promotion will be, anyway, I'm just saying that every day, like, new opportunity comes, and that keeps me going here. That I am building something. I'm every day challenging myself. I've also started teaching yoga, so it's been 2 years now. I feel like I have a purpose here. Not 100% found it, but every day I'm trying to give as much as I can, and I feel like this city gives you that energy to keep going. If you're in like, for example, my mom is in Spain. Beautiful place. I love Spain. I love my family, everything. But that lifestyle is not for me yet. It's very like chill, laid back. I could have such an easy life there with my family, but I choose to be here. I like to hustle, and I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I can still give more of that. and just keep going and experience as much as the city has to offer for me.
And speaking of hurdles, like you must have gotten into like a few hurdles, like bureaucratic hurdles, getting your visa, like you said.
Yeah.
So anything else that you can think of when you're moving to another country altogether?
Oh
There
my
are
God,
few-
read the guidelines, read everything in so much detail. I remember I made a mistake of my time duration in this country. So in between my dance contract and my acting visa, I came here to practice yoga with my guru and start learning from him and stuff. So I was on a business visa.
Okay.
I didn't read the guidelines properly. I mean, I did, but I thought it was something else. So it says you can't be in this country more than 180 days. I thought it was in one stretch. So you can't be here 180 days, which I never. I go home every 4 or 5 months and then I come back.
Got it.
Actually, it's 180 days in total.
Oh.
So I go to immigration to leave. I had my flight to London, everything ready. The man in the immigration starts counting the days I've been here. It got to, I think, 190 something in total of the whole year. And he was like, ma'am, you've overstayed. I was like, I thought it was 180 days. Yeah.
At a stretch.
So I know, ma'am, it's in total of the year.
Oh.
So they took me to the immigration office.
And then?
They didn't let me leave the country. I lost my flight to London. I had to wait a whole week here for an exit permit. I missed so many things. I had my best friend from London just had a baby. It was her Christmas. Lots of things I missed. So that's a lesson to read everything properly. So when it comes to visa, just double check. Make sure you're doing all the paperwork properly. When it comes to taxes, don't mess up. All that you have to do properly. You don't want to get into any legal trouble.
Absolutely.
That is the
in
one
any
thing.
country, per
Yeah,
se.
in any country. Just do things properly. That's what I say.
And in an alien country, what do you think of making, if you're starting from ground zero where nobody knows you, how do you sort of end up building a community? Because now that I see on your Instagram and on your Facebook, you have so many people, you're a social person. Yeah, you are an extrovert, you're a social person, but for someone who is, let's say, not so social and an introvert,
Yeah.
what do you think? How do you pave the way in networking and making connections? And
for me, I'm still finding a balance. So I believe networking is very important. So if you get invited to any event, go for it. But also have a balance of yourself, like time for yourself, like boundaries, which I'm learning, like something I'm really working on, because I used to say yes to everything. And you burn out.
drain out, yeah.
You burn out.
Absolutely.
But if you're new somewhere, you have to put your face out there. No one's going to come find you. Especially in a city like Mumbai, everyone's come here to make it in some way, no?
So you have competition right there every time.
Everywhere. Even as a foreigner. There are less of us, but there are still foreigners here, and you have to go out there. It's not. I don't really see it as competition. I just see it as get yourself out there. You don't know who you're going to meet.
So do you believe in out of sight is out of mind? That quote? Is it relevant?
Whenever I go home, I'm home usually twice a year for a month or so. I already feel like, okay, I need to get back, because you need to keep in the game of it. Like being auditions or events or something, you know, you have to be there. You have to be present.
And show up.
Go to as many, even if you're a dancer, go to workshops, go to classes. If you're an actor, keep going to auditions.
Acting workshops, maybe.
Acting workshops, or connect with people that are also in the same field as you. I mean, here in the city, you get to meet people in your field all the time. Like, even in my gym. Like, I'm constantly connecting with people in my gym also. Yeah. Go out for dinners. Just constantly don't stay at home.
And reach out to like-minded people who are from your field or maybe a similar discipline.
Catch up. I do catch up with people in my field, even if it's to ask for like advice, you know. And I feel like people here, we all understand what we're going through, because it's not an easy city. It's not an easy career to go to choose. So I feel like we are all willing to help in some way and give advice through whatever way we can, or however much knowledge we have, you know. Even just a friend last week, she was just like, Ali, can we catch up for coffee? I need to talk about certain things. Like, and I'm always happy to do that, because the city can get sometimes very tough, and you may feel lonely if you're not surrounded by the right kind of people. So make sure you have a good supportive network of people around you.
Circle of friends.
Keep
colleagues.
yourself grounded with those people, because otherwise this industry can get a bit too much.
And also about homesickness. So is that your approach? Like, just surround yourself with people you like?
I feel like I have a family here. Otherwise, I don't know how I'd do it. I'm very blessed with the people I've met in this country. I mean, I'm Indian people, though. You guys are So much love.
So when you feel homesick, what do? You call up your friend and like, let's go out for a coffee or something?
Yeah, I mean, my work means that I'm always surrounded by people, so luckily I'm like that. But I do, I mean, I'm lucky I see my family every 4 or 5 months. But yeah, I make sure I have the right people around me. Friends who I can just go home and sit on their couch and just talk and no one's going to judge me, you know, that kind of environment.
And how important do you think is the local language that you have to learn if you're going
Oh,
somewhere?
yeah.
You do?
Of course, even here, everyone speaks English, but more out of respect.
No, not from the professional front, I'm asking. Like,
No.
not for work
Day
or
to day.
Day to day.
People appreciate it so much. I literally can say the most basic thing like koi baat nahi or theek hai or hanji. People are like, "Aap Hindi aati hai?" I'm like, "Hanji." The faces people put are so cute. It makes it's so cute. I love I don't speak fluent Hindi. लेकिन मुझे समझ गई.
So थोड़ा चल
हाँ
जाता
जी,
है.
of course.
सब नहीं आना जरूरी है.
सब आती है, लेकिन my confidence is not there to speak it.
Oh, got it.
Understood? So, but I think it's very important when it comes to just day to day, if you're in the rickshaw, like to guide the rickshaw, if you're at the shop, your fruit wala, your veg wala, just basic things you should be able to understand and talk.
So learn the small things of the language. I think that should
That
get you
is
past
important.
it.
For example, I do get a lot of Hindi dialogues now for acting. I did a Marathi movie in December. I don't know how I did that because I don't speak Marathi, but I just did it. I don't know how. And a lot of my dialogue was in Marathi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No. So it will help if you're in the acting field 100%.
Yeah, and even otherwise, just to know the highs and thank yous and you're welcome and hello, the basic terminology.
It's part of immersing yourself in a culture.
Yeah, it comes back to that.
If you don't speak the language, even slang things, it's just part of it. No, if you're not immersing yourself, you won't get that same feel. I don't know.
And you won't, I would say that you won't be welcomed in the same way. You will be welcomed, but not in the same way as they would welcome one of their own.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like that, right?
And people appreciate, people remember you. People get to know how, it's all, at the end of the day, in this world that we live in, especially in the acting and dancing field, is how people remember you. That then they'll call you back for something else.
Got it.
You have to make an impression, and even small things like that, people remember.
All right. So, unfortunately, we are a little short on time, but I have these last two questions I would like you to answer. Is when you moved here 5 years ago to when you see yourself back 5 years, what are the things that you've learned as a person, and what are the things that you would share if you're moving someplace else? What are the things that will happen to you when you move there, the good ones?
A lot of growth, a lot of change in maybe how strong and determined you are. One thing that I've realized is that my work is everything, because I feel like I've come here for a reason. Otherwise, why have I left my family, So I've become so resilient to my work is my priority. I will cancel everything else if I have work, So be resilient, be determined, be focused on why you are here. Otherwise, you can get drifted in la la land and forget.
Got it.
So that is something I've realized myself. Otherwise, you can waste so much time and maybe not get as far as you want. Be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. But when you move somewhere, when you leave everything, just remember what's the reason that you've come here.
The why is important.
Yeah, the why.
You need to
what
remind
is your
yourself.
purpose here? Why are you here? What are you doing every day to get closer to that purpose? Or small things every day. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves that why are we not achieving this? Why have we not become this in this much time? Be patient, but make sure that you're working towards it every day. And just keep disciplined. Motivation is not going to happen by itself. Motivation is something that comes after discipline. And that is something you have to keep in your mind.
It's like a byproduct of it.
When you're a freelancer, you don't have a boss to tell you, be at office at 9 a.m. Exactly. You have to be your own boss, and that's something that you need to remind yourself. Okay, I have to wake up every day. I have to keep healthy, stay fit, keep healthy here. Go do something every day that's going to grow myself in some way.
It's easy to drift into a limbo when you don't have.
Especially in Mumbai, there's so many amazing events, parties, that you can get sucked into, and then that's going to drain your energy to actually keep focus on what you're here to do.
Okay.
I think discipline is something that is the most important thing.
So discipline is the key.
Yeah. Passion, obviously. Discipline
Passion
first.
is where it all
Yeah,
begins, but
passion-
discipline is where
Yeah,
it needs
yeah.
to.
You can be passionate about something but not put the work into it, the discipline, and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, it's all in
with
vain.
it. Yeah. So
Okay.
I think that's more or less.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Okay. The last segment for today is rapid fire. I'm going to ask you questions in Hindi.
Are.
Okay. And I want you to try and reply in Hindi as much as you can. Okay. We'll have a set of 5 questions, not too many. To begin with, सबसे पहले मैं आपको ये पूछना चाहता हूँ.
ठीक है.
आपके food preferences, okay?
Oh.
1 out of the 2. Vada pav or burger?
I don't like the fried so much, so burger.
Burger is also fried, no?
Depends. You can get a healthy burger.
All right. A crepe or a dosa?
Dosa. I love dosa. I can eat dosa every single day. Mysore masala dosa without cheese, without butter, and with lots of chutney.
All right. क्या आप stage पे perform करना पसंद करते हो या कैमरा के सामने?
डांस के लिए तो स्टेज बिल्कुल आई लव, मुझे बहुत पसंद है. लेकिन एक्टिंग में एक्चुअली दोनों बहुत अच्छा है. स्टेज.
Stage.
हाँ जी.
Okay. साड़ी पहनना पसंद करते हो या गाउन?
साड़ी. लव always.
Okay. Out of all the festivals that you mentioned, which is your favorite festival?
Navratri, because I love dancing garba, playing
How
garba.
to play garba?
Of course.
Wow. Okay. All right. In another segment, we'll have her take a garba workshop for us.
Not a workshop. I'll do 2-minute performance.
All right. Sure thing. Okay. That's all for our rapid fire for today. And thank you so much for finding the time.
Thank you,
Unfortunately, I would love to speak to her, but she's in a rush. So we
Have
ought
a
to
yoga
end it
class,
here.
Abhi. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for
Thank you.
So that was an insightful conversation with Alessandra, where she gave us the tips of what to expect, what not to expect, how to approach when you're leaving your homeland to pursue your dreams. Hope you got some value out of it. And if you like what we are making, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And also do let us know what you like so that we can implement it in the next episodes. And as for the place, this loving cafe is called Kawali Sky Lounge, who has been our venue partner for all the episodes. They've been kind enough for allowing us to host this wonderful podcast. And do visit here if you can. It's in Andheri. It's a beautiful rooftop. Do come out with friends and family. So we'll see you in the next one with another important guest, another interesting conversation, and another topic to tackle. Cheers.
They are being taught as boys to not cry.
That sometimes there's a dilemma, or should I not?
There are CEOs in India who want you to work 70 to 80 hours a week. You know, the right to being able to breathe clean air. This should be a human right. It is. Where is my chai? That's my first thought. Devastates a man's mental health. The bricks for that are laid when they are boys. My human rights are being challenged now.